Good night, viewers. Welcome to Sports Scene. I'm Godwin Eki.
And I'm Elijah Lavette. Now on the show tonight, we'll meet up with some of our athletes from Team PNG after their arrival from the Gold Coast Commonwealth Games this afternoon.
Prior to Team PNG's arrival, EMTV caught up with Steven Kari's childhood and former coach, Douglas Mayer, who shared his thoughts about Kari's gold medal lift at the 2018 Gold Coast Commonwealth Games. Looking all calm and relaxed at his home in Hanwabada village, the former PNG weightlifting top coach was full of praise for the three weightlifters.
I'm very happy with the two lifters, Dika and Morea, and I think it was just bad luck on that day. Their last attempts in the clean and jerk would have won them the gold medals, but it's just pure bad luck on that day. Everyone in the village is very excited, especially the weightlifters, the weightlifting community. As you can see, they're preparing to welcome those lifters, especially Steven. And everybody's chipping in to come and clean up the place and decorate it for them to arrive. I'd like to thank Weightlifting Federation, Sejong Dawanikura, and the Trukai Industries for continuously supporting weightlifting. I'd like to thank Andrew Dobney especially. He's been very good at supporting us. Thank you very much, Andrew.
After winning silver, Dika Toua spoke to Dina Rose about her performance, her lift and her initial reaction. Failing to defend her gold medal from Glasgow 2014, Dika was outdone by India's Sanjit Kamaka. There was a lot of mixed emotions.
All right, Dika, amazing performance. What are you feeling right now?
Well, I'm feeling disappointed with myself for not lifting that last attempt because I really wanted the gold medal, but I guess that's how things have worked out today. And I believe that it's God's plan, because God has a plan and a purpose for each and every individual on this planet Earth. So if that's the way He planned it for me, then yeah, I'm grateful for it. Yeah.
All right, like you've said in the PNG, your PNG supporters, everyone's behind you in this. They obviously will not be disappointed because this is a very big platform for us, for our athletes to go out. What do you want to say to them?
I just want to thank the whole Papua New Guinea population here. I love you all. I've tried my best, but unfortunately I'm not bringing home the gold medal that we all wanted. But silver is good enough, and I thank God for giving me this opportunity to win the silver medal. And yeah, I love you all. I love Porapurana, Hanwabada, Motukoita, Papua New Guinea as a whole. I love you all.
All right, last question. After this, what are you looking forward to now?
Well, I'm looking forward to going back home and seeing all my beautiful people and celebrating with them for my silver medal. And well, I've got the Olympic scholarship, so I'm not giving up. I will still go on. We've got the Pacific Games coming on in 2019, and it's not very far. And then we've got the Tokyo Olympic Games. So.
Both Dika and sister Dika Toua have lifted the hopes of PNG at the 2015 Pacific Games, the recent Mini Pacific Games, and now the Commonwealth Games. While Dika won silver, Dika just missed out on a medal.
And right behind them as their #1 supporters, their families, especially father Loa Toua. Dina Rose spoke to the proud father who was beaming from the stands.
This time, this is what the end results.
At the age of 10, Dika Toua showed promise for a fruitful career in weightlifting, and that prompted her parents to support her. From the village of Hanwabada to the world stage, the first being the 2000 Sydney Olympics at the age of 16, Dika Toua stamped her name in weightlifting history. A number of successful events followed, including the Glasgow 2014, where she set a new record, the 2015 Pacific Games, where she got gold, and now the Commonwealth Games on the Gold Coast. And through it all, Dika Toua was able to have 3 children while maintaining her sporting career, thanks to her parents who took on the role of parenting her children while she is away most part of the year on training along with her manager and husband, Willie Mavara. Her silver lift last week at the Commonwealth Games came with mixed emotions. Having set the Commonwealth Games record in 2014, Dika was looking to defend that gold medal. Unfortunately, strong competition from India's Sanjit Kamaka did not allow that. And at the time of the lift, a proud man with his grandchildren, his wife, his other daughter Thelma, and his son-in-law Willie Mavara were the proudest, if not the loudest, at the Carrara weightlifting arena.
Those tears were tears of joy because I think they have made it. They made it, but then it always happens like that. The best comes out and the one after follows.
Toua alone not only has one daughter to be proud of, but two. The younger of the two, Thelma Toua, took the Commonwealth Games platform for the first time last week, and like they have supported Dika from the age of 10, Mr. and Mrs. Low held their heads high when Thelma took the stage. And for a debutante, Thelma stepped up to the platform, and a few kilos was all that kept her out of bronze medal, landing her in the fourth spot.
Thank you very much for their prayers and support throughout these times. Probably they've been looking forward for us to bring home gold medals, but it just happened.
And as a parting message, Toua Low encouraged every parent to support their daughters.
Females coming up and trying to get into the men's jobs, activities, even leadership. We want to put female daughters or women in the world or in the Pacific come up and try to boost our daughters and mothers to become leaders so that we can be equal.
And Shane and Dini Rose were at the airport this afternoon to meet Team PNG. Let's check this out.
Now Team PNG has just arrived, and the crowd that have gathered here are just blown away by Steven Kari's performance especially, but also our other weightlifters who have, put PNG on the map time and again. I have here with me Sir John Dawaninkura from the PNG Olympics Committee. Sir John, tell us about what's your take on the Team PNG's overall performance and the weightlifters and the reception so far?
Well, I'll just start with the fact that all of our athletes went down to do their best. And when I was queried about no medals, I said we don't make predictions. So long as they do their best, then you have to understand that their best can sometimes be national record, Pacific record, Oceania record, and Commonwealth record. So we, in the sports fraternity, place a lot of emphasis on personal best. Even if you don't medal, so long as our athletes did better than their last best performance, that's part of why we're there, to encourage them to go to greater heights. And as far as medals go, we missed 2 opportunities for bronze, with Dika Toua being beaten on a countback. Young Dika Toua, the decision went against us. We just have to, for a possible bronze, had he gone through the quarterfinals. That sport we accepted, we move on. If I come to Glasgow, 2 gold medals, fantastic effort. But I think that the 1 gold from Steven and 2 silver from Morea and Dika, I think as far as promoting Papua New Guinea goes, because we're literally on home soil, Channel 7 covered it, and we got tremendous coverage, especially with Steven's performance, which was a do-or-die effort, similar to Dika. Morea did his best, and we lost a goal by 2 kgs, but we accepted and move on. So we're over the moon. Our vision was 3 gold medals. We ended up with 1 gold and 2 silver, and we then move on to the next stage. But as far as promoting Papua New Guinea goes, Team PNG, and in particular Steven, did put us on the world map because of the coverage through, I think, 70 Commonwealth countries, and I think the viewing public would have been around 2 billion or something. So, yeah, we're elated. We're over the moon. Fantastic effort, and the homecoming is always a feature of the welcome that we receive back from home. So people can't believe when I say that for weightlifting, all of our medals in the mini games, the Pacific Games, Oceania Championships, Commonwealth Championships, and say the Commonwealth Games medals come from one village and one clan within that village. So my challenge now is for the last 4 years I've been trying to spread weightlifting to other provinces. We've got 11 provinces. So I'll be looking for sponsorship for developing our youth, our juniors and our seniors in Papua New Guinea.
Yes, now in terms of how PNG's performance panned out at the Commonwealth Games, you know, across 70 countries, for them to, you know, have some medals and finish in the 20s, that's a really strong performance. What's your take on it?
Well, with 2 gold medals, we were 16th, and I believe we may be 20th, subject to the final medal count. But you know, we're still doing well out of 72 countries, I believe. So that's a big score to be ranked right up there with the best of them.
If I may ask, when Dika Toua went up to, after her silver medal lift, there was a lot of emotion. That you were there, you presented a medal. What was your reaction when you went up? I can see so much emotion going on up there.
And right now. Yeah, so
that was emotional. Okay.
that tells the story.
But that was amazing. Thank you, Sir John, for your time. And please, we leave you to go with your team and have a great time. All right. That was Sir John Downing-Kura from the PNG Olympics Committee.
When we come back, we talk to the sponsor of the winning team at the Commonwealth Games. You're watching Sports Scene.
And welcome back to the show. Now, Trukai Industries has been a major sponsor of sports in the country. For weightlifting, it has been 20 years. Godwin spoke to Maybelline Fernandez from Trukai about their support for the elite athletes and their families.
Now, joining us on the program this evening, we're joined by National Marketing Manager Maybelline Fernandez of Trukai Industries. Maybelline, it's a pleasure to have you on the program tonight.
Thanks for having me, Godwin.
Now, I know it's an exciting time for Trukai Industries. You know, having watched the games in the last 2 weeks, the Commonwealth Games on the Gold Coast, I guess Trukai must be very proud of our weightlifters. Tell us about the sponsorship side of things since the beginning.
Okay. So we are really proud of the performance of Team PNG as a whole, but specifically speaking about the Weightlifting Federation, we have been sponsors of the PNG Weightlifting Federation for the last 20 years. And we don't only sponsor just the federation itself, we also have individual elite sponsorships with the athletes themselves. So we've got sponsorships for Dika Toua, for Steven Kari, for Thelma, separate to the federation sponsorship as well. So we've really invested a lot of time and money and just, you know, general backing to the weightlifters and the federation for over 20 years. And we're really proud not just of the outcomes, but, you know, just in terms of the athletes themselves. Because, you know, whenever you're trying to sponsor something from a company or brand perspective, you want to make sure that, you know, they uphold the values and they basically represent the values of the brand. And the guys have done a great job.
And I guess sponsorship has not only come in cash, but in kind as well. And sending our athletes overseas to train in preparations for the Commonwealth Games, Trukai has done a lot for them. Yes,
we have. So we recently brought them back from Morea, where they've been training for the last 1 year. And I mean, you think about it, we brought them in, so I'm not sure if you guys, we've got the television commercial playing on EMTV, but we brought them in and, you know, we brought them up for that TVC, but, you know, at the same time, the mindset, we were thinking they're going to go off to the Commonwealth Games, and you've got someone like Dika Toua, for example, who's got 2 children. She's away from her husband. Very difficult for any, not just Motuan woman, but for any Papua New Guinean woman who there's that culture-specific thing where you've got to, you know, be at the house looking after your kids or working even. So it's been really difficult, but, you know, the amount of sacrifice and dedication these guys have gone, it's reflected in the medals that they've won. And that's why we're always proud to back our weightlifters, because they're just wonderful brand ambassadors for us.
And speaking of medals, how rewarding is it to see Dika and Steven win medals again? And of course, Dika this time around winning silver for PNG and Steven winning gold. How is TrueKai going to benefit?
Look, it's all about the athletes. You know, when we come into some of these sponsorships, we do want brand recognition and stuff, but at the same time, it's really about community. And so most of our sponsorships, you know, we don't necessarily look at, you know, winning the gold medal, because we've been sponsoring them for 20 years. We haven't won gold medals every single year we've sent them out. It's just about that commitment to our local Papua New Guinean sports men and women, and that's what it's all about. So, you know, like I said, you look back the last 20 years, you know, Steven Kari won gold at Glasgow in 2014. He's won gold again this year. Dika and Morea brought home silvers for us. We're happy with that. We're just, you know, it's all about the athletes and the communities that it pulls together.
In the long run, what's the sponsorship like for these weightlifters? So
with TrueKai Industries, we have been a long-term partner. So we've been sponsoring the TrueKai Fun Run, which is a Papua New Guinea PNG Olympic Committee event. We've been sponsoring it for the last 19 years now. And, you know, when you look at the TrueKai Fun Run every year, everyone thinks it's a TrueKai event, but it's not. It's actually an event that's owned by PNGOC, and we're a major sponsor. And every time you sell a shirt and you buy it, all those funds go towards our Team PNG athletes. So while we've been talking about the weightlifters arriving today and the rousing welcome, and, you know, people are comparing it to another SP Hunters, you know, welcome, because that's almost the way it was. At the same time, we've got the fun run happening. We've got other events, you know, because I think PNGOC, they operate on a four-year cycle plan. So they've just, like you said, Pacific Games next year. So it doesn't stop. Our weightlifters will go back to training, because now they've got to look at the Pacific Games and all these other events. And like I said, they come home for a couple of days or weeks, and then they're off again, training, not just the weightlifters, but all the other athletes. And TrueKai is there sponsoring behind the scenes. We're proud to do it. We'll be doing it for another 20 years.
I know, of course, it's a big moment for TrueKai Industries and, of course, our weightlifters, obviously winning gold and silver. There's another event as well tomorrow happening.
That's right. So today we welcomed our weightlifters home specifically. Tomorrow the Team PNG motorcade will be happening. For more details, just keep an eye out on the Facebook pages for TrueKai Fun Run and PNGOC and Team PNG Facebook pages. But there's another motorcade happening tomorrow. So again, you know, get on the streets and support your athletes and make them feel welcome.
Any last words to say about our weightlifters? And of course, we've got the TrueKai Fun Run coming up in June as well.
That's right. We've got the TrueKai Fun Run coming up. I think we've got the most centers participating. I think we've got over 21 centers this year. And really just get behind them. You've seen the results with our weightlifters. That's what we want to have happen with all our athletes right across the country. I mean, if you don't sell the shirts, they don't have enough money to send enough people overseas. And really, that's what it's about. So I just ask the public to get behind our athletes. And, you know, it really starts from all these centers where we find people with talent, and we bring them in and we train them. And that's what it's all about. I mean, Dika Toua, Steven Kari, they were just village kids. You know, I think there have been pictures of them in the little makeshift gym that they had at under Dika's house, and that's where it all begins from. So we need people to get behind and support.
Well, thank you very much, Maybelline Fernandez, for coming on the program tonight. And we wish TrueKai and our weightlifters all the best in the future.
Thanks, Godwin, and thanks, EMTV.
And now for the Coca-Cola trivia, our previous winner for round 4, Jonathan and Melissa Angu, have yet to pick up their prizes. And here are the questions for round 5. Question number 1. Which team won the World Cup in 1998 that featured New Caledonian-born footballer Christian Karambo?
And question number 2. How many countries are on the route of the FIFA World Cup trophy?
Question number 3. Which nation became the World Cup champion in 2010?
We'll take a break now and we'll join Shane and Dini Rose, who are following the TrueKai motorcade around the city with our medal-winning athletes. Welcome back. Shane and Dini Rose were at the airport to welcome back Team PNG this afternoon, where they were joined by a patriotic crowd.
A motorcade was also organized, which brought the medal winners to the home that made them heroes, Morea Baru.
Arriving to an awaiting crowd of over 100 plus people at Jackson's International Airport, the New Guinea aircraft was given a washdown to welcome home the 2018 Commonwealth Games athletes. Steven Kari, PNG's golden son, emerged from the plane and graced the overwhelming crowd with his fist in the air, along with silver medalist Lionheart Dika Toua and Morea Baru. Steven Kari broke a 17 years Commonwealth Games record to win gold and setting a new Games and Commonwealth record in the 94 kg clean and jerk at Gold Coast. That feat was well captured in his father's reaction. And for those who share the same passion for weightlifting or at some point took up the sport because of Steven Kari, this was their proudest moment.
Because the one name achievement lolem working PNG proud or semna top achievement.
They were greeted by family and friends before they were taken on a motorcade around the city, organized by Truka Industries. The motorcade ended its tour at their home village in Morea Baru.
The PNG Pukpuks finished third in their pool at the Gold Coast Commonwealth Games. They were placed in Pool A with Scotland, South Africa and Malaysia.
PNG suffered 2 losses against South Africa and Scotland. The Pukpuks lost to Scotland 27-0 and were thrashed by Sevens Giants 52 points to 0. Here are the highlights.
Tell me there's a bit of rain down.
PNG's lazy defence saw Scotland score an easy try on the wing early in the first half.
The tackle of guys, and there is the first try for Scotland, an easy one as well. Some poor defence there from Papua New Guinea.
Good defence from Pukpuk's Patrick Tatut was able to deny Scotland's second try.
Initially he's held up, he then rolls over. No, fair play to Papua New Guinea.
The Scottish mounted pressure on PNG's defence, which saw them cross over for their second try.
On the chest of Bryce, not the best of passes for Graham, but he'll still have too much pace to score in the corner.
2 minutes later, Scotland was over again.
He's outside, wraps around and Horn will score.
PNG struggled to control play, with simple handling errors causing them ball possession. A few seconds before half-time, PNG got close to scoring their first try, but the try went begging as Tirang's pass could not find the hands of Kopana.
Terang puts the foot down. Good cover defence. The pass wasn't on the money though.
In the second half, Scotland continued their dominance, again scoring early.
Fandal for the corner, and there is the try. 22-0.
PNG's Emmanuel Guys was taken off the field of play after sustaining a shoulder injury.
It'll be okay for the next match.
Though PNG had more ball possession, they could not get past the Scottish defence.
Into a little bit of space. What can they show us here?
Scotland had the last say as they scored right on full time to seal their victory. Final score, Scotland 27, PNG 0.
Despite the 2 losses, the Pukpuks bounced back with the win in their last match against Malaysia, thumping Malaysia 31-5 with tries from Gairo Kopana, Emmanuel Guys, William Tirang and Wesley Valley.
New Guinea at the men's rugby sevens after dropping their first.
Now here's a strong run. Good support play from Emmanuel Guys and Papua New Guinea. Get 3 tries in the first half and lead 17-0, kick to come.
Some tired Malaysian bodies out there. They're working really hard, but currently it's turnovers that are hurting them. Papua New Guinea moving the ball well off the turnover. Guys going in for a try.
Nice acceleration and good support back on the inside. 3 tries in the first half to Papua New Guinea. And it's a handy 19 points to 0 lead at the break in this Pool A match. Stepping. Here's an opportunity, Afandi, but they lose it again. Now, Valley gets away from 2 who collide. Interesting chase here from Ismail, but he can't prevent the try. Wesley Valley gets the try for Papua New Guinea, and once again Malaysia do all the hard work and then come up with a mistake.
It's turnover ball. Sevens is cruel. It's a cruel game, especially off turnover. You look at the stats, most tries are scored from turnovers, and Malaysia working really hard here, but one pass not to hand, and it's an opportunity for Papua New Guinea.
Afandi, back to Ismail. Mohamed Razli. Poor pass, but well taken. Here's the kick. There is a sweeper back there. The bounce is important. It's a good one here for Malaysia. Tamitsi, Mohamed Tamitsi gets the try for Malaysia, and finally they kick it, and finally they come up with some points.
Smiles on faces here for Malaysia. Good vision and good execution here, and number 12, Tamizi, very cool under pressure here, just a goose step, slowing the Papua New Guinean defence down, allowing him enough to get over the try line.
Well, they forgot to take the kick, Malaysia. Back inside their own 22, wild pass. They've still got an opportunity here, Papua New Guinea. Tirang straightening, head in the air, running at 100 miles an hour, trying to confuse Ismail. And look at the running style. Ismail comes again, pushes him away. And William Tirang scores the try, head in the air. Not sure he would have run that far for a try before in his career.
So the old Michael Johnson style of running with the head back, chest out. Good footwork right from his own try line, and then just backs himself. I think he's saying a few prayers there. Please let me get to the try line.
Straining every sinew. He tried hard, Mohamed Ismail, but just couldn't get there. Just the left. The score remains 31-5. Just a minute remains. That's off a Papua New Guinea hand, I'm sure. Referee says yes.
On the play on the floor, yeah, even though you're diving on the play on the floor.
Yeah. A penalty to Malaysia. They play on quickly. Strong defence from Tirang. Can they finish with a try here, PNG? Rua, Freddie Rua. 15 out, right in front.
Tack left. Out.
Tap taken. Awkward bounce. Valley does well. He's close to the goal line. There's the ball. There it is. Who wants it? Tattoo. There's the siren. Stepping, and there's a mistake. Good tackle. Mohamed Afandi.
The Palais also lost all their matches at the Commonwealth Games, but before making it to the Gold Coast, they took part in the Hong Kong Sevens. The details after the break.
Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching Sports Scene. PNG Palais coach John Leary says the team will get back into training this week to prepare for the World Cup San Francisco. The team will be narrowed to 18 players and will go through high-level training sessions assisted by the high-performance sport.
The Rugby World Cup San Francisco will run from the 20th to the 22nd of July in San Francisco, USA.
Evaluating the ICTSI Palais competition in the HSBC Hong Kong 7 series, Larry says winning one of the 3 matches was not satisfactory. He believes the Palais could have done better. Comparing Sydney 7s to Hong Kong 7s, he says a little improvement was shown, but the ICTSI PNG Palais will have to work extra hard into the future.
China was one of the surprise team in Hong Kong. They prepared well and they came. We took them lightly. Girls we started well, but we just our lack of discipline just let us down. With China, we started well. Like half time, we were leading 10. It was supposed to be 10-0 at half time, but it was 10-5 at half time. And I told the girls that we just have to believe and we have to play together as a team.
Captain Taiva Lavai says leading the team to Hong Kong was very overwhelming, but had great support from the coach.
As a first-time captain for Palais, it was very tough for me. It was a new experience for me, but as working alongside with some bigger girls like Cassandra Simpson, Joanne Laguna, and some others, they helped me in the captainship role. They stood beside me.
She says after watching the team's performance on the field, PNG Palais will have to work on more techniques.
We have to work in our defensive and also in our hard tech. That's the main area, and also in our discipline. That's very important. We just have to go back to training and pick up from where we left and train hard. To look forward for the World Cup.
With World Cup 2 months away, Larry says preparations for San Francisco will start shortly, where he will make sure that the best players are selected to play in the World Cup.
The World Cup that's going to be in US. It's in July. The main thing we were focusing is to work with our skill level, and we need to get bigger and stronger, and we'll work on our speed. Maybe play more games. That's one of the things that we really like, play more 7s matches in our comp.
The strong backing of a global company such as ICTSI will definitely boost the confidence of current and emerging players.
ICTSI South Pacific for coming on board. It's a big boost to our ladies.
Thank you for our sponsors, the ICTSI South Pacific, and also the CPL, and not forgetting the Guinea for coming on board and supporting the men's team and the women's team.
And here are the questions for the Coca-Cola Trivia Round 5 again. Question number 1. Which team won the World Cup in 1998 that featured New Caledonia-born footballer Christian Karembau?
And question number 2, how many countries are on the route of the FIFA World Cup trophy?
And question number 3, which nation became the World Cup champion in 2010?
Australian singer and songwriter Delta Goodrem graced the opening ceremony of the Gold Coast Commonwealth Games on the 4th of April. And at the breakfast meet on day 1 of competition, Delta took the time to say hi to everyone in Papua New Guinea.
Hello, Delta. Wonderful. Thank you.
And upon Team PNG's return, PNG Olympics Committee President was still emotional when asked about Dika Toua's silver medal performance. Though Dika is adamant she still has the Pacific Games and the Oceania Games to look forward to for this year.
And we leave you tonight with these scenes from the 2018 Gold Coast Commonwealth Games. I'm Godwin Eki.
And I'm Elijah Levet. Good night.
Good night.
Papua New Guinea.
Their 14th appearance at the Commonwealth Games. They've won 11 to Ryan Penny, who's a bit of a legend in Papua New Guinea, and 2 gold medals in weightlifting. They have 56 athletes here, and they're competing in 9.
Hello and welcome to the 21st Commonwealth Games here. So Rachel James of Papua New Guinea will put on the afterburners and finish off with a bang the 34-year-old from Papua New Guinea.
The first from the country to complete an elite international triathlon.
What's that the Sicilian say? A dish. Very aggressive inside the last minute now. Margin on several scorecards.
Touchline, terrific tackle, Farndale from behind. They keep going here, PNG. Good support play, Alu.
Yes, he has it.
Awesome lifting from Papua New Guinea. Nice extension, powerful lift. You can hear the difference.
Papua New Guinea. Third place after the snatch.
Nice on the jerk, struggled a little with the clean.
I didn't come here to win silver or bronze. I come here for gold. I don't want to become fourth or anything else. All I come here is to win gold, to be number 1.